Howdy, folks. Today we're going to be starting a new, well, new for you anyways, campaign in CK3. Um, if you might be able to tell from here, we're going to be doing any ruler in the 1066 start. And we're going to be playing someone a little bit harder. So hard that I've had a few issues getting the actual campaign to work, but I think I got a pretty good plan now. After doing some experiments. So, we're going to be up in Sweden, and we're going to be playing Erick the Heathen. Now, I've already done a playthrough as Jumpland, or as, I forgot what the actual kingdom title is up here. What's it called? Not Sampi, but, well, I don't know what it's called. But it's the Frill dynasty up here, and I formed the Kingdom of Sampi and eventually the Empire of Scandinavia. And I went so far as to conquer pretty much most of Europe as a reformed Norse. Now I kind of want to try Erick the Heathen because he's of the Afmunso dynasty, which is the same dynasty that was kind of founded by Ragnar Lodbrok's son, Bjorn Ironsides. Now while this is a duke title versus being up here, where you're just a chieftain and a count, it's a lot harder. One, you only have one county. You have four different vassals, I'm sorry. But only one county being upland. There's another count down here that has three counties that's also Norse, a Satru. But it's not near as cool as, one, you're in upland, which is already a holy site. Two, it's also, they got the dynasty off Munso. And three, it's just, Erick the Heathen's kind of a badass kind of character anyways. But unfortunately, as try as I might, I cannot get him to stay a Satru and keep his lands. It just doesn't seem to be a viable option. For a couple of different reasons. He has a sister, which is off Munso, and she's married to the king. But she's also like much older than him, and the king is the son of the Queen of Denmark, so they always get alliance. Along with, he usually picks up a couple other ones here and there. But it makes it really difficult to even possibly rise up against him, even with the help of the other vassals that would rise up when he tries to revoke your title. He doesn't ever ask you to convert, he just straight up revokes your title because he wants this duchy. Well, because it's upland, and this is the primary, it's kind of the historical capital of Sweden. We're going to be playing on Iron Man mode. All normal defaults. And let's go ahead and get started. Erick the Heathen, 1066 start. As you can see, I've had a few different tries. So like I said, the king's going to revoke your title within a year, probably around January or February. As much as I would like to start raiding, that's just something that you just don't have time to do. You're pretty much, the things you gotta take care of first is, first off, get rid of your absolutely terrible wife. She has terrible stats, no congenital things. First I'm going to demand her a conversion. And after she converts, I'm going to send her away because I'm just terrible. But we are going to still switch to a Satru. The reason how we're going to do that is down to, we're going to pick up courtiers and vassals that will still follow a Satru. And we're not going to force the religion on all of them. We're going to do it to some, just because I want to get these counties under my belt. By the way, did I start off with the... Nope, I got the Overseer tree. You can start off with either Overseer or Strategist, like I found. The Strategist tree is a lot better. I might as well stay with the Overseer, because it is nice to have the control, but the Strategist is much better for combat. chivalry focus because of the prowess increase, along with the advantage in combat. Strategy is alright. Authority is alright. Chivalry is probably the best of the three. It doesn't matter which tree. They each kind of line up to a different tree. Chivalry, Gallant, Authority, Overseer, Strategy, Strategist. But it doesn't matter. You can just pick either one and go down any of the trees. We got 350 prestige and piety, which is important because you need 250 to convert to your liege's religion, and another 100 just to get rid of that wife. Because you can't, if you convert before you get rid of her, you're stuck with her. Because then you have to ask the Pope to divorce her, and he usually says no. You do start with a claim on Sweden, which kind of gives you a big heads up for the election. There's an election going on because it's got the Scandinavian succession laws. So we're going to go ahead and cast a vote for ourselves. While we're still a Satru, there's not many people who are going to vote for us, but once you convert, you get a pretty good chance of inheriting it. And once you inherit it, your son, your heir, once he's converted, once you got a vassal or courtier to train him up and raise him up as a guardian, he should have switched by then. And while Erick the Heathen is not going to restore the faith, he's really just, this character is just going to be primarily building up a power base, taking over Sweden, and leave it to his son to conquer Norway, Denmark, because you need 3 of the holy sites in order to reform the faith. And as you can see, there's not much left. This is going to convert as soon as your county is going to convert with you when you convert from your liege. The ones down here are just so hard to get. Occasionally Holland you see break free, but France usually holds on to Zealand pretty tight. Breaking up the whole HRE is interesting. I did that with Jumpland. I really just ended up doing a invasion CV. It just took a whole big chunk out of him whenever he was stuck in another war. But once you take over pretty much all of Scandinavia, it's pretty, you're just steamroll through everything. One of the disadvantages with Reform of the Faith, though, is you won't be able to raid anymore. So we're going to take our time with that. You also need to get, once you get all 3 of the holy sites, you got to really build up a whole bunch of piety as well. So that's going to take a while, but luckily you get shit tons of piety from just murdering all the people you capture via raiding. So, along with everybody that we're going to capture from the conquest of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. Finland is also there. Less, because you're going to be feudal the entire time, there's no way to go back to a chiefdom that I'm aware of. You can't really degrade down. Even if you move your capital to a chiefdom, like I tried taking over Ingermanland and then moving my capital there, you're still counted as a feudal vassal. So that's, you might as well stay feudal. It's kind of an advantage because you can use all the advantage, all those things from feudalism. Where normally, if you did it in the 866 start, then you would have to reform the religion before you can settle as feudal. So now you can just stay feudal, and while there's the advantages of having more troops, you also can't use your prestige for your men-at-arms. You got to pay them with cash like everybody else. And so, first things first, wait for her to accept the conversion, and we're gonna let a couple days tick by for that. All right, thanks for converting. Now go away. And we get to go shopping for a wife. Now, there's a few different options out there. There's one that I know, there it is. She is pretty much always available for like the first couple months. 26, Quick, and Hail. I don't think there's anybody else that's even better. There's a Beautiful out there, but Quick and Hail is probably the best you can get. Other than unless you want to go for Intelligent, but her stewardship stat is not the greatest. And quick. So, I've been kind of browsed through this list. Yeah, she's not Norse, but we can switch her there, and she's Prussian, so that's kind of cool. So we're gonna take the prestige hit for that one. Swap over. And wait for that to tick. A couple more days to tick by. Alright, we're married. She won't marry if you're Christian. So pick up her before you move to Christianity. There's some pretty good ones you could pick up as a Christian too, but probably you want to pick her up. She's young, got quick, hail, and she's got halfway decent stats. Not the best. I mean, 6 stewardship isn't anything to write home about, but it will allow you to have her manage your domain and get you up to 4 holdings. See how it pops up to 4 right there? That means you could revoke 4 of these, 3 of these ones, and hold upland as well. You'll have 1 extra vassal. But now we got the wife squared away. We're gonna go talk to our king. We're gonna adopt his faith, and we're gonna switch over to Catholicism. A lot of our holdings are still gonna have a Satru, so we're gonna just. Oh, forgot. We need to get up to 2nd level of Crown Authority before we can revoke this title. And because it's the barony, there's no tyranny or anything associated with it. Also, he is a hostile or evil religion. Picking up that extra barony will increase our overall troop count for a little bit. But all of our vassals, which ones? Usually there's 1 or 2 that don't fall in line. He didn't fall in line. He's Christian. He's Christian. And he's Christian. So we'll be able to revoke Åland for free. But first, let's go ahead and raise our army here. We can get 507 troops. He's only going to be able to raise like 180. Åland's not the best one. It's probably want to pick up this Gestrikalandia. I don't. That's a terrible pronunciation. I know, but pick up Gestrikalandia was probably the best of the 2. I mean, of all of these. But having Åland is it's part of your Jazur Duchy, so it's nice. So we're gonna give it a second for our troops to spawn up. And once they're all there, check our commander. Yeah, we'll just get some extra prestige on our guy. So go over here, revoke title, County of Åland. Because it's evil, I can revoke it without having it be viewed as a tyrant. He's not going to accept it anyways. So every Asatru, all this isn't going to happen only here. It's just he's just going to reject it, and we're just going to burn him down. And that was our marshal, so our steward is actually the better marshal anyways, so we're gonna pop him over and pick up a new steward. Victor the Viking be good, and we're actually gonna put him basically into Upland to just pretty much do this for the rest of his life, just increase county development. We're not gonna be spreading culture anytime soon, and the extra domain tax, because our domain's so small, it's just much better to increase development now. And he's only got a little bit of army up there, and we're just gonna just murder it. Oh, and we captured a guy, and we can ransom him and get 22 ducats. All the money we could possibly need. I mean, we need all the money we could possibly get. His 10 troops aren't going to do anything. You can't siege even the castle, I don't think. Yeah, 183 for that. What is our liege up to? He is off on a war somewhere. Oh, I think he allied. Is he allied to Norway? He allied Norway and Denmark. So this is another problem playing as Norse up in this area. Norway seems to win the invasion of England 2 out of 3 times. It's ridiculous. I mean, William the Bastard doesn't have any chance for getting allies. Toulouse, yeah. I guess Toulouse isn't bad, but Sweden has an alliance with Norway, and Norway can get an alliance with lots of people. So he's got the Isles, he's got the Northern Isles, and he's got Sweden all on his side. So let's take a look at the balance of power for him. 5,000 versus 6,000. And he's going to just wreck Godwinson. So I'm pretty... They rarely hold on to it for lower after they conquer it, but they usually have a pretty easy time of wiping them out. Occasionally you see Duke of Normandy take it, but like I said, 2 out of 3 times it's usually Norway. Godwinson has only won in one of my campaigns so far. But he usually rebels and gets it back, so it's you see him floating around. Alright, and we just wait for this siege to end, and then it'll be golden. Well, not golden, we're still far from golden. First step is just going to be consolidate our vassals under us. It would be nice if we had a little bit higher domain limit, but our stewardship is just terrible. That's why we're going to switch. Oops. You're rescinding me as marshal. I don't care. After we finish up this tree, we're going to switch over to stewardship. Probably domain focus, so that way we can increase our domain. Also pick up golden obligation and my domain. Both of these are very, very powerful. This one is much more so than it's my domain. Although, depending on how long it takes us to get through these, it probably only takes us a little bit of time before we can switch again. We'll only be able to pick up 2. War Profiteer is also good if we want to hang with it. We'll be at war a lot, so fearful troops. We're going to be relying on men at arms a lot as well. And we're going to have a shit ton of dread. Maxing out dread is the way to go. Alright, and we didn't capture anybody, did we? That we can ransom before the war's over? We did. Can we ransom you? For 41 ducats? Why, thank you. Buckets of ducats. And enforce demands. Get thrown in jail. And we're just going to have to go ahead and revoke that. And while we're at it, come down here, revoke you too. So, we got our 4/4 domain, but 2 of them are city holdings, and they're not the greatest. I mean, they're not giving a whole lot to us. It's better to probably give them to people. Yeah. See, we're not getting any taxes off of that. Due to being the wrong holding type, the holding produces no levies or taxes. So we're just going to give this back to, now they're Catholics. I thought we had 700 troops. And now we're only at 587. So much for no levies. Why are you mad at me? You want to see it on the cancel? Too bad. So 717. All right. Now we got 3 more vassals that we need to take care of. Let's see. He might accept. But if he does, he'll rise up. He'll probably rise up. So we won't take the tyranny hit if he does. But he's going to rise up with Count Bjorn. And between the 2 of them, 241 and 179, and they neither one of them have very much money, we can just do it now before they get a chance to earn money and build up their troops. which one is a sure thing? So I don't want to revoke. 3%. Oh, and yeah, he won't rise up. He'll only rise up by himself, so. Revoke title. Let's move the rally point right next door. Raise all here. And start marching to it. Like he's gonna reject it. Yep. It says we're going to lose, but I mean, oh, we need to put a commander in charge. Because I think we lost our marshal. He was our marshal, so. Should still win. We outnumber him almost 2-1. Oh. Almost forgot. Something to do with money. So we can maybe save a few of our knights from getting murdered. Like our steward just did. We'll get a court physician. Yeah. Alright, so that might be able to... It'll also make our bishop like us. But he doesn't know that we're only temporarily converted. As soon as the wife starts popping out kids, we'll, no, probably should. She won't take it, I don't care. Oh no, the vassal's wounded. No, there's nothing I can do. Wait. It just gave me a notification like, oh, your vassal's wounded. So, but he's the one who rebelled. I wounded him. Of course I'm not going to help him. Oh, we can call a house member in if we really need to. She's down here. I think, and Dorset? Yeah. Yeah, she just has like 300 troops, but take her forever to get over here, and it's not even worth it. I don't think it costs anything though, but yeah. After this guy, we'll try to. Oh, there we go. Oh, just realized she's gay, so it's probably not the best for fertility wise, but we don't want a whole crap ton of kids, just ones that are decent stats and hopefully get some congenital stuff. Go ahead and ransom you off before I close the war. There we go. And we get anybody else we can ransom? I don't think he has any money left, though. You. Are you any good? 1 prowess. No good stats. We'll just... Yeah. We'll just kill him for the dread and the stress loss. Alright, so now we're at 6 out of 4 holdings because we got all these cities. But before this turn is over, we're gonna, before the month ticks, let's see, which one of these is less likely to accept it? Yeah. There we go. You're kind of running out of people to put into places, so... We'll make some more vassals when we get these cities away. Yeah, we have really terrible knights and champions. But we can just overwhelm them with numbers in the beginning. Just consolidate our power base. We don't have any tyranny. Even though we just revoked 3 titles. Let's say. Yeah, a few knights. How much does he want to recruit? $10 ducats. 11 prowess. Yeah. He's young. We'll convert him. Actually. We probably shouldn't have converted him. We need somebody to train up the next... my son, and bring him up as a good Asatru Viking. It's like a Norse, yeah, Norse faith. Yeah, there's no other Norse faiths, but just that one. But once we reform it, there'll be 2. Up here comes raiders, and they're just gonna walk all over us because we have no way of doing anything about it right now. Hopefully they just stand up, stay on my vassals' lands. It looks like the invasion is not going entirely well. That's good. Oh, never mind. Godwin's screwed. He's only got 1,500 troops. Capture anybody? 25. I'll take 25. Then you can renounce your claims and give me a hook. No hook. Alright. Go away. Give me the money. Force demands. And we can start giving away these titles again. Just make sure that they don't get given away by accident to somebody you just revoked the title from. Occasionally, these guys that you revoke these counts will show back up in the vassal pool. Oh, look at that! Nice. You get some really good. You can get. It doesn't pull someone out of nowhere, but it basically does. Let's check the court real quick before I get rid of him. Oh yeah, we still got several options for Asatru that we can use to bring up the next heir. So we can go ahead and... He's never going to love us. With our domain limit. He's not even in my territory, which is good. Alright, and this last vassal, he can just chill. A daughter. That's quick. Nice. Sigrid. May you go strong and wise. Would have preferred a son, but we're still young. We're only 37. But it's nice to have a That doesn't look good. Yeah, we can't do anything about that. If we wouldn't have fought it, we just get our butts kicked. But it does remind me, we should probably start to invest in some men at armor. So we got some money set aside. Bowman. Mainly because the damage output, 25 versus like light footmen at 10. Yes, you get better pursuit and toughness, but it just nuked them down. Yeah. We're just gonna increase our bowman size. We'll pick up Huskarls later on. Huskarls are great because they counter archers and spearmen. So we can kind of eventually replace our bowmen with Huskarls and maybe pick up a let's pick up a mangonel now. It just makes, having just one is enough to speed up sieges immensely. It won't help at all during combat, but if you can siege fast, if you can win the siege race, you can win wars against people that are much more powerful than you. Ugh. Hey, boss man, why don't you do something about that? Just, you got 2,000 troops off somewhere. Oh, he's in England somewhere. Probably carpet sieging. Alright, and really at this point, there's not a whole lot to do as just a duke. We're probably still we're still the primary heir. So once he dies, you can try to kill him, but you got much better chance than I thought. Support schemes. Drake, we got a better spy master available. Alright, 1 second. Every time I tried to do this, he's had like a 5% chance to kill him. Alright. You... can probably be replaced. You definitely can be. Since they're I don't care, like, I need to make sure he's still happy. I don't want to fire him from the council. I need to move him somewhere. Probably to the... Why can I not move you in the chancellor? Swap. And... assign... Why are you pissed off? Did I fire you already? No. He's alright. So 15's pretty good. Anything better for Steward? Not really. Fortunately, we can't do much with the bishop. It's just something that gets assigned to us. She's never gonna like it, but you know what? Tough. You got traits. I might be able to seduce. Oh. Well, that is... I don't have 100. Well, that's what it is. We'll look at tradering for a newer model later on. Hopefully one with like a better set of traits. But yeah, that seems like we're at 30 minutes, so it seems like a good place to start for today, and we'll pick you up in the next episode. Thank you very much. See you then.